time.
We are calling these the model homes of the baking world. I love that line. These gingerbread houses boast a few great construction ideas you can borrow in your own gingerbread home creations. Georganne Bell is one of our favorites. She's the author of The Cookie Companion, and she has several suggestions for winning gingerbread houses. And you know what? I was just saying to my husband last weekend, gingerbread houses, we're sort of evaluating, right? We have a 1-year-old, what traditions we'd like to bring in. Gingerbread house making, building, creating, that's something I'd really love to do.
Yeah, gingerbread houses, it's like you say, it's a tradition, right?
For so
you did
many
it as a kid, or I do it with my kids now.
Do you?
And I think their favorite part is actually seeing how much candy they can pile on top of their house.
It's a weight competition?
Before I cut. Yes, yes, because you know they're just going to eat it the next day.
Right.
But I think there's something about the notion that we can actually build some kind of architectural design with candy and bits of sugar that kind of suspends reality enough that brings in the magic of Christmas.
It's true. It's so true.
And even as adults, like we grow older, we still maintain that magic, that specialness that is the Christmas season. I think that's why gingerbread houses have lasted over the years. You know, like it's a tradition that just keeps like generation to generation. You know, like your grandma did it, like you did as kids. And as adults, we tend more towards the visual appealing aesthetics of it versus like loading the candy on top.
Well, about that, I have to think at your house, gingerbread making looks a little different than it might around some kitchen tables, because you literally wrote the book on what you can do with sugar and candy and creation. So you probably have fun with that aesthetic competition side.
I do. And I think though that most adults love making something that's kind of fun as well as full of sugar.
It's like grown-up Legos and they're edible.
Exactly. Yes, and it's kind of sparkly.
Yeah. All right. So you're going to share some take-home, no pun intended, ideas that the rest of us could implement in our gingerbread making traditions.
Absolutely.
This first little guy is sparkly and pretty.
Yes. So with this one, you notice that it's pretty much white and silver. The top tip I have for anyone, if you want to make an elegant or a wow factor kind of gingerbread house, is to limit the color scheme.
Okay.
Traditionally, it's full of rainbow colors and they're just all over the place.
Right.
But when you limit the color scheme, it instantly changes the look of a gingerbread house.
I'm pretty up to speed on my candy variety, and I do not know of a candy variety that is silver and chewy. What is that?
This is Tootsie Rolls on top.
Oh.
But this is my next tip. Add color mist. So they can be found at Walmart, craft stores, everywhere, but it instantly changes the look of a gingerbread house as well.
And it even colored that rich brown chocolate color.
Yeah, and I have, like any candy that you put on it, it's going to change into that. Like that's what kind of limits the color scheme.
Did it take 200 layers to make the Tootsie Rolls silver?
Nope, just one quick shine. You just spray it.
Okay.
Just like that.
Look at that.
I mean, it doesn't take much at all to make it a different color.
So you don't even have to do, if you're going to go for this monochromatic, kind of more sophisticated style, you don't have to break the bank shopping for specialty candy.
Right, like I'm gonna turn this around. In the back, you can see these are M&Ms here, green on top, red on the bottom, but they're still silver.
Beautiful,
so
thanks to the color mist.
Yes. So easy, so fun.
How many colors do these little cans come in?
There's like 10 different colors: silver, gold, blue, black, purple. I kind of tend towards the shiny stuff at Christmas time.
It does not surprise me, Georganne, in one bit.
Another tip is to repeat patterns.
Okay.
So like with the roof, it's all a very precise pattern. Anytime you're repeating patterns, it makes it look like it's done on purpose and not just haphazard throwing candy on top of the gingerbread house.
Nothing wrong with that.
Right. Like fill it up if you want to.
But the structure does give it kind of a different look.
Yes. And if you have large spaces to fill, here we can kind of see on the side. I'm gonna turn it here. This is all sanding sugar.
Oh.
So you just put icing on there and then just cover it with sanding sugar. It fills large areas in seconds. So you don't have to think like, oh, what am I going to put on every spare inch of the gingerbread house? Just use sanding sugars.
And inexpensively so, fills in those empty spaces.
Cheap, quick,
I would move into that gingerbread house, would you?
I would.
I would, and I would eat it as well. So it's a double win-win.
That might be difficult in the winter if you're eating your own home.
Good point. Good point. Always thinking logically. This one kind of more rustic, kind of more, I think, holiday cabin.
Yeah, and I mean, obviously we can see I've added the pretzel rods onto it, which is a great log cabin look, but pretzel rods are also fantastic for adding structure to a gingerbread house. This is the gingerbread house that you buy at the store. It's pre-baked. Oh. But it looks different because I've actually added a chimney onto it with pretzel rods.
You built on.
Yes, and here in the front I added a little porch and an awning. You could keep going out with.
You're a candy contractor. Look at you.
But these pretzel rods they're firm, they're strong, and you can add anything. You could add another wing onto your gingerbread house if you wanted to.
Now we're getting fancy. Now we've blown the budget completely. That's really cute. And what are these cookies with the fancier design on top?
They're dollar dollar store version of Oreo.
I thought you were going to say like some fancy bakery.
I buy them from Europe. I have them shipped in.
Yeah, of course you do. Look at this log cabin. And how'd you do the wreath on front?
Okay, that one is just icing, and then I put sprinkles on and let it dry before putting it onto the house.
Oh, so you built it and then...
Yep, on wax paper and then put it on.
Tacked it on.
So
later.
another tip I have with this house is decorate the base around the house.
Oh,
so it's not just the house itself, but when you add or when you continue your decorating, just add a little bit. It kind of it makes it flow into its environment as well.
What is that mossy green stuff?
It's actually cornbread. You could use graham crackers. You could use anything really baked good that crumbles. Put it in a food processor and add green food coloring. So I've done it with sugar cookies, graham crackers, cake. I had cornbread lying out that my kids weren't going to eat, and I just made it into moss.
It kind of looks gross in the bowl. I'm not going to lie, but once you've spread it out, it appropriately looks like moss. Yeah. Okay, good job. Anything else here?
Yeah, and then if you want to make it more of a winter scene, you can take powdered sugar on a slotted spoon or a sifter.
I see where this is going, and I like it. A little Mother Nature flick of the wrist, and you have snow.
All over our gingerbread house.
Oh, that's adorable.
Winter wonderland, powdered sugar.
You're magic. That is so fun. All right, this next one I have to imagine speaks to your daughter's heart.
It's all pink, right? So again, we continued the pattern out onto the base. This one a little bit more, so I put it on a cake stand. Anytime you elevate your gingerbread house, you're going to add to the presentation of it. It makes it, again, on purpose, and it makes it more of a showpiece as opposed to dessert.
Right, right.
So this one, I have the brick look is from Pez Candies.
Oh, that's clever.
That's old classic.
Yes.
You can also get them in white. The soda-flavored Pez is a white. So then you can go back and take your colored sprays. So you could put make out a white brick and then color it red.
You can paint it.
Yeah.
We're painters now. We've gone from contractors to painters.
We go all the way.
But the pink is so poppy and so cute.
Yes, and again, like the color scheme limited makes it more festive. And one thing I wanted to show you here on this one is we're going to add smoke to our chimney.
Oh, what?
So I'm just going to put some icing in here around the edges.
We're adding,
and then
you are so clever.
Cotton candy smoke. We're going to get a big piece here.
I feel like an Irish grandmother. I've ho-ho-hoed like 5 times over these darling creations. Look at that. Yeah. Okay, so just the frosting becomes the glue. And the cotton candy becomes
coming out. And now we have a cozy gingerbread house for winter.
That's adorable. And let me peek at the front. I didn't get to see the front. And those are nerds just lining the walkway.
Yeah,
again, extending your path.
You could, if you're doing it like for the log cabin, you could add like Cocoa Krispies cereal. What are the Cocoa Pebbles, right? They are Pebbles. So there's lots of different things. Don't limit yourself to M&Ms and candy canes for decorating a gingerbread house.
Full of sugar and so creative. Just many of the reasons. Just 2 of the reasons why we love this lady. Hey, and you've got a fun drop-in class happening this weekend, right?
Yes, it's at Books and Things at Traverse Mountain. Anyone can come. Just come and decorate. I've got all the stuff for you. Bring your kids while you're going shopping.
Cookies, or what are we decorating?
Yeah, decorating cookies. Absolutely. It's for all skill levels. People who've never decorated before, people who love decorating. Just come and decorate with me and have a party.
You want to teach.
So it's
at decorate cookies.
Books and Things at Traverse Mountain from 1 to 3 on Saturday.
What a fun outing.
Right?
Breaking the Christmas shopping.
And then you can go to the Luminaria at Thanksgiving Point afterwards. Just plan the day around it.
She's now become an event planner, contractor, painter. She does it all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
So fun. We'll post this tutorial for you on our website too. If you want to up your own gingerbread house game this year, you'll have some great videos and ideas to pull from.